Match countdown has begun. All right, thank you again for being patient. We're ready to go. Evil Geniuses going up against Orbit in a versus EU.
The first
times here.
We're seeing it on LAN. Havoc gives a little woo. Let's get into it. Retaliation hardpoint will be map number 1. The players getting their weapons selected. EG spawning from this bottom broken side across the map. You've got Orbit as they will be spawning up near that Graves area of the map. So let's get into it. Maven, take it away to launch our first map.
All right, I'm going to kick things off with Nameless. We'll cycle through a little bit, just see kind of what guys are using here as we get going, but you will see it's going to be K-Bar in hand for Nameless. They're pushing towards Bridge. And I know for a lot of people, this is the side of the map you actually want to hold here for Bridge. You have a little bit more areas for cover to use from the broken side, and he's going to find 2 quickly to open things up.
Yeah, I wanted to see exactly what these players are using for payloads. So it looks like active camo, overdrive, reactive armor, and rewind for the side of Evil Geniuses. Right now, though, we are watching Nagafen. He's going to have to come off the spawn. Remember, a 2.5-second respawn delay. Different from Hardpoint last year, making every life more and more important.
Let's switch over to the Orbit side for a little bit here. We've got Urban. We'll see what he's able to do. It's an early lead, though, coming in for the side of Evil Geniuses. A lot of action so far. We're going to be rotating here a bit. Still trying to lock down as much time as we can before we start heading out to Lower Street.
Yeah, and you'll see players now begin that rotation. 10 seconds left on Bridge. The lead out to Evil Geniuses at the moment. The first person here, though, towards his top broken area will be Nagafen. He's sitting at 5-2, and this was the weapon that he was practicing so much with leading up to this event. The OSA, such a powerful assault rifle, absolutely shreds people from close to medium range.
Now talk to me a little bit about this hardpoint. I mean, patio here going to be crucial, right? Because you can look right over it. But I mean, for me, I know a lot of we've talked with guys. It's the market spawn is so crucial. That's where you see them spawning now. But Nameless, you want to spawn the players here because you get through this tight little choke they have to push in. It's very difficult to break. Thankfully for them, they got a nice little pinch going on.
Oh, they've got a pinch going on. They also have the slang lead in their favor. Unfortunately, though, it does look like for the side of EG. They are spawning out at the moment. No, actually, they do get that back grave spawn, so lucky for them with time ticking down on this hard point. They will have the time to rotate right on over, as it's still both teams heavily contesting. I do believe that EG will be on the rotation towards Graves.
All right, so let's hop over to the rotation then. We'll switch over to Nagafen. He's 8-5, leading all Slayers currently in the game. One of the best when it comes to movement, using these wall runs. He's got the Elo going with USA, quick draw on that as well, with grip and stock. So pretty loaded up weapon here for him.
As we're watching Stunny hold this top market area. One thing to point out, EG's lead, which was 25 seconds earlier, now down to under 10. So they're going to have to watch this top bridge area. It looks like they've noticed that is where they're being pushed by Orbit. Joe now trying to get the pinch through bedroom, and Nagafen knows his team is now getting overwhelmed. He's trying to stay alive, hold these spawns for his team, but it doesn't look like it's going to work out.
Not able to do it. Let's get outside the action a little bit for Urban on the side of Orbit. Orbit, he's trying to come across, trying to look for kills here around Cathedral. Shots a little bit off, and he gets destroyed there by Study.
He definitely does get destroyed there by Study. Orbit now with their first lead of the game, up by about 5 seconds. The Codcaster looking absolutely beautiful off the launch of the game. Props to Infinity Ward, as this has been the most developed Codcaster we've ever had off the start of a Call of Duty game, which is great to see. Very close, even, which is what I wanted from Orbit off the launch of this map. Teams now, they want to hold that back broken area. They want to be out near that bottom park side. As pressure from Orbit will come from Lower Street, how do they decide to push this? Will they put pressure towards Bridge? Urban was trying to do so, but Nameless with that K-bar shuts him down before he can get anything going.
Let's stick with Nameless here with the K-bar. He's inside, trying to pick up some time. You see on X-Ray, there's some pushing from the left, some pushing from the right. You see what that's able to do at range. Gets one tagged up, not able to take it. And as he gets pushed from the close right side, will end up falling. But it's Study here picking up the slack. Study's on a 5 spree. He's 11-6, getting real close to his streaks, but will ultimately end up dropping Jack.
Nameless still pushing down this Lower Street side. So this is exactly how it works, right? You have teams that get control of Broken. They force a spawn out near Lower Street, near that Arch's hardpoint, and then teams will wind up having to flood through, fight some tough gunfights, and if they can get them, then they can get this hardpoint back in their favor. Thankfully for Orbit, they did that earlier on this hardpoint, which is why now they've been able to get these 10 seconds. But at the moment, only 8 seconds remaining on this hill. Maven's going to go ahead, turn on that objective status. Now you can see how much time there is left.
I couldn't figure out earlier what you were pointing at,
yes.
And I was like, oh, that's what you're
slightly
going for.
Important to know how much time is left. We've now rotated towards this hotel hallway, and this is a hill, Maven, that a lot of people talk about because spawns can come in from everywhere, and you have to be ready to flip your aim no matter where they can be coming from and immediately chain the kills that you need to get to lock down this time.
Well, Nagafin again streaking here, has 3, trying to put the 4th in front. There's a 5th around the wall as well. Going to get challenged, shots a little bit off as he will get peeked there. Player had a bit of cover to work with, wasn't able to ultimately win the gunfight as he ends up dropping. Now, the lead, though, that we saw for EG has all but evaporated, and now it's been all Orbit. And let's get a little bit closer to the hard point. I'm going to hop over to Urban, who is inside. He's going to have a lot to deal with there, pushing through the back.
Just earned his rewind as well.
Finds one before he drops it.
He'll go ahead and go back off that 2.5 second respawn. Let's follow him, see what he can do, pushing from back broken. He has this Osa, gets 1 kill, now challenging the second. Rewind still available, does he like to use it? Doesn't appear so. Staying alive to the hard point, challenges the 3rd, nearly gets all 4 for his team. The damage has been done, but unfortunately his teammates spawning out near that back market side, they're not able to rally towards that hard point very quickly. And now the new hill top bridge is in control of Evil Geniuses. Last time they outscored Orbit by about 25 seconds here, and they're going to look to do it again.
So we've seen what? A K-Bar, the OSA. We now have an ERAD in the hands of Havoc. So he's going to try and use the sub a little bit here as he gets evaporated there. Shots coming in from Zero. Just obliterates him through the truck. We'll switch over to Orbit's side. Let's actually go on with Zero when he's going to spawn up here and see what he can do. He's going to spawn out a graveyard, try to rotate in. You can see the battle here going on at bridge.
What made EG be able to get control of this hard point the first time around is plays like this. They went on these side flanks. They pushed through the hotel hall. They pushed towards this outer wall run and tried to pinch the opponents. This time around, EG not falling for it necessarily. As I just heard EG get hyped, Nameless holds off 3 on his own. He just earned himself his payload as this game's still close. 116 to 116 as the rotation towards bottom arches comes into play.
But now they're going to rotate over to lower street. I'm going to go with Nameless because he does have the payload to work with. Unfortunately, gets caught with a nade in his hand, not able to connect there with the shot. So we'll go back to Orbit. Got Urban.
And they've now forced us to spawn out towards top market, and they have the perfect setup to stop them. So this is where the top market spawn can be detrimental, because you have to push right through arches, and EG are caught in a terrible spot. Thankfully, they did have camo get used by, I do believe that was Nameless.
Nameless, yes.
Yeah, so the only reason why they even got a chance to break that is because Nameless pushes down with camo, cleans up 2, catches Orbit off guard. Orbit doing a fantastic job defending and beginning to focus these spawns towards this next hard point. They can lock down these 20 seconds and themselves a full minute lead.
Well, let's check with Rated now. He's trying to push up top to Patio, get a little control for his team. They're pulling away even more. I mean, it's an early lead for EG. Now about to be a 50-point advantage for Orbit. I'm feeling pretty good about my 3-1 prediction.
It's looking good right now, and I'll say the big difference has been the slang. You've now got Rated at +5, Urban now +7. Even though Joe is -4, he's been in the hard point this whole time doing what he does best. It's not always about the kills, and Joe is showing that here. Thankfully, EG have the setup they want. Orbit waiting for their teammates to come off spawn, and now the challenge will come in.
That is not an easy kill. He takes 2 off a cover. 6 shots in the Rated. Tries this slide, find the 3rd, not able to do that, but those are 2 kills he probably should not have picked up.
Yeah, well, the use of reactive armor there definitely came into play and help. I just saw through the Codcaster now, when someone uses their payload, you will see them flashing on the map. You will know that, hey, this is a high priority target. You saw that with the reactive armor in the hard point. Orbit winning gunfights in the hill, and that has been their difference maker, as they're not only going to get these next 20 seconds, but they're going to rebuild out that lead to about 50 seconds.
And those are perfect uses for reactive armor, right? When you know you're going to have some difficult challenges on cover. Gunfights you're not supposed to win.
Yep.
He's able to do so, and that was 6 stuff. Now, with 5 seconds left, we are going to hop over. Let's go to Study, who's going to be in the back trying to hold the spawns here.
He needs to stay
as
alive.
we get set up for Brokia. His life so valuable here. Shots in on 1. There's a second nade comes in. He dies almost immediately, and look where his team ends up spawning. They're spawning out. So with him dropping there,
and you wonder,
very detrimental.
In that position, he's sitting back there anchoring that area with overdrive. He has his payload, but it really does nothing for him in that scenario. So you just kind of saw him die even with that available. 210 to 144, an example where the NV4 can be so useful right there by Study to pick that player off that back cover where only his head can be seen. Orbit are looking quite solid at map number 1, Maven.
We'll see if they can shut it down here. 2:44 on the clock. 20 or so seconds left to go with this particular hardpoint. Rated trying to bust in from the back, but time still getting picked up from Joe. They had a nice little pinch effort going there. It looks like the remaining scrap time is going to go to the side of EG, but they're still trailing pretty big here.
Study's just trying to pick up weapons because he's now on a 5 streak, getting closer and closer towards those Trinity rockets, but unfortunately not going to happen here. Scorcher actually on for Nameless. But in the end, it's EG down by 41 seconds. This hotel hallway last time did not work out for them, and I'm worried if it's going to work out for them here.
Well, here they're going to come, try and break in, able to find one on patio. Shot's a little bit wild, but will find the kill. Looking through hotel hallway, trying to see what's available here. He's getting challenged once again by patio. Still some shots in the clip, just enough to get it done with 3 shots remaining. Gonna bust in, find a second, gets the assist there. Still trying to pick up some time. They're clawing their way back in this, but still have a ways to go.
It's interesting to see what players are using tacticals and lethals, where they currently stand with that. Some players having on that flechette grenade. And as this game has gone on, more and more Orbit have gotten louder and louder. They're realizing they're now within 20 seconds of winning this game, and Evil Geniuses, they're doing everything they can to just to flood towards the hard point. But so far, they've been running into a brick wall of weapons from this Orbit side. Another look at your minimap here. How do these teams try to rotate? It looks like Urban will go from this broken side. They've got a pinch coming from Cathedral. Let's see if Orbit can close out the game on this.
He goes up high, trying to get the shots to the player behind cover, but not able to find that. It was Joe coming from the back, who may be able to find it on the wall run. Looking to pick up some kills, find one from behind, saw his 2 teammates, knows he needs to turn here as they're coming from the opposite side. I thought he got vision on one there, kind of using the bridge as cover. Rewind does come in for Urban. They get one break here. I mean, no, it's not over with the rules that were initiated last year for Hardpoint. The game is never done, but it's getting very close, Jack.
Yeah, it most certainly is. And Aimless throughout this game on this Hardpoint has been the saving grace with a couple big 2 pieces. Again, there is the reason why his team's able to break in. Don't count EG out of this. Yes, it's looking grim. 2:35 for Orbit. There's still 19 seconds to play for on this hill, but Orbit are flooding in from every single area. Havoc and Study try to stay alive and do what they can, but it does look like they will keep themselves up just long enough for EG to stay in this game.
All right, well, let's take a look at the rotation with 5 seconds left. As soon as we get set up for lower street, I'm going to go over to Raiden because he's going to be the player here ready to deal with it, not able to do so as he falls. That means Control is going to shift focus. Well, really, it's the player in window that's going big here. It's Zero staying alive. He's got 9 shots left, but he's able to really hold off. I mean, from this position or from patio, you can hold off so much pressure coming at you for lower street.
Oh, almost gets a second there as Nameless, but they've got to flood towards this hill. EG are just pushing through arches. Orbit, no, all they have to do is hold off for a few more seconds. I do believe EG have pushed on through. One use of the payloads from Havoc definitely came into play there to help on out. EG still in this. Nagafen chaining a few together. They can win this game off this hard point if they hold perfect.
They have to be perfect. Nagafen challenging everything, able to get shots in, but finally will drop. That's 2 down. This could be the break they need. Urban flying in from window. This should be it. They've spawned out. Game 1, Orbit.
250 to 234. Evil Geniuses in the end cannot get it done. Fist bumps all around for Orbit as they take the first hard point. The respawn on Retaliation. There it is, Joe, in your final kill cam. The spawns came in with the perfect pinch. A couple players from Broken, a couple from Top Market. And now they're up 1-0, and already your predictions, you're looking quite good, baby.
I like the talent we have on Orbit, man. I haven't been able to watch a lot of their scrims. I've seen some from the EG side. But, man, it's like a EU God Squad a little bit, in my opinion, from what we saw last year in Black Ops 3. They are my top team in EU.
It's getting me excited. You see the defense pretty even between the teams. The thing that made the difference for me, though, was that lower street hardpoint Orbit. That second time they got to it, they locked it down for almost its entirety. That's where they got that lead, and then they just kept it throughout the rest of the game. EG now down 1-0, Maven. Before we get into this game,
I'm making sure I got my sides correct.
Are we switching sides, or are we good? It looks like we are.
Well, Mud Dog, you could not have wrote this in a more confusing manner.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're saying the same.
All right, I'm going to trust you on that. You're probably wrong, but I'm going to trust you on that.
Yeah.
As all smiles now from Joe as they're up 1-0 in this game as teams go ahead and set up their classes for map 2. And here's the beauty. No longer having that ban to protect. No longer having a weapon draft in play. Teams can now just get this game started right away. As long as the players give their thumbs up, which it does look like is exactly what is happening.
Well, one question for you.
We should get this right away. What's the question?
Without weapon draft, were you surprised at the number of guns we saw? Because we saw ERAD, NV4, K-Bar, OSA. I think I've got everything right.
Yeah, I think for the most part it was still pretty even to what we're used to. Because especially on a map like that, with how long some of the sightlines are, you still want an NV4.
We saw an NV4.
You still want Study to have that NV4 for those long sightlines, for that top market area, watching arches. Absolutely makes sense. Havoc, who's running around inside that middle hallway hardpoint, of course you want an ERAD. It just shreds. It shreds through enemies as they get that close to you. And the K-Bar is basically good at every single every single scenario. So
Unless you're me, I can't shoot that thing long range.
yeah,
Can't do it.
it's fine. It's fine. You'll get over it at some point. Orbit did win that first game. Game 2 will be Search and Destroy on Throwback. Maven, what is your experiences on this map? Are you a great Throwback player?
Actually, I think of you and I playing Wagers. That's a map. Frost was the map that I struggled on.
Yeah.
Throwback, I do all right. Throwback makes sense to me, man. It's like the fringe of this game. I don't know why. It just
keep
sort of makes sense
mentioning
to me. I mean, they're not even similar
Yeah,
in any way, but there's houses, there's streets.
right.
It makes sense to me. I played. I'm like, I get this. I'm in a neighborhood.
I feel like you just say that because there's a big silo that people can wall run
Probably
on one
that's,
side of
maybe
the
that's
map
what does it for me. The big silo.
with a big barn.
Yeah.
But okay, we'll let you
There's a
think that
silo.
way.
There's a barn.
Folks, we just ended game 1 a minute ago. And now we're into game 2. It's going quick. The action continuing in this one as